Nicole Pearson with Facts, Law, Truth, Justice. I'm an attorney and human and civil rights advocate.
I see you in Sacramento all the time. What was the most recent bill you were advocating against? I see you in Sacramento all the time. What was the most recent bill you were advocating against?
So the most one that, there are four of them. We call them the four the four horsemen, like of the apocalypse. And that would be AB 957, AB 665, AB 223, and SB 407. So these are really, really dangerous bills that have to deal with basically legally emancipating minors, removing them from their homes, which is really interesting that we're here talking about this parental notification policy. My whole purpose right now at this point is protecting children, keeping families together.
It's okay, I have two cameras.
No, of course. Okay. So those are the bills that we are constantly advocating against, because what they do is basically remove children from their parents' homes. It's very interesting to see how socially right now we're kind of flipping the narrative, obviously, as you know, taking control of the language, and a parent now that actually wants to help their children or wants to protect them and be involved with their lives and be involved in like really important lifelong irreversible decisions, whether it be medical or educational, like whatever. How those parents are actually being spun to be, enemies, public enemy number one. So I think that the science is actually out, the medicine is out for a very long time, for decades. That parental involvement, whole family approach to raising children is the most important. It's the safest and most healthy for children. So that's what I'm here. I'm here to keep families together. And I just want to be clear, there are absolutely situations where there are bad parents. There are bad people in the world. I don't want to say that at all. But instead of reducing the standards and reducing the status quo to the lowest common denominator, I think we should be respecting families, giving everyone the benefit of the doubt, innocent until proven guilty. We say that in the law. And then taking all the resources now that we are basically distributing amongst millions of families, and taking those resources and giving them to the families that actually need it, the children that actually need it, and then giving them the best care, the best care that they actually need. So that's what we're here for. Those bills are really horrible. I hope everyone pays attention and starts contacting their representatives.
When you talk about giving reach, I talk about that a lot. We don't necessarily have to target the 70% that support us.
Right.
It's the 30% that doesn't.
Right.
And so when you do that, it actually helps.
Right.
And so I think doing things like this help funnel that 30% down.
Yep.
So we can actually have dialogue with the parents, that small minority
Right.
that doesn't support their kids.
Right.
And if you're not going to support your kids,
Right.
we should probably figure out a way to put you in a place where you're not going to be abused. Would you agree with that?
I'm 100%. I think, even this bill, the opposition to this parental notification policy, the presumption is that all parents are bad, that all parents don't want to support their children. So we need to, not the opposition to this policy. I just want to be clear. It's actually the opposite. It's that most parents are good parents. We're not perfect parents, but most parents are good parents. And then again, there's a small fraction of parents who can't provide, don't know how to provide, whatever the case may be, or might be abusive. And we should all be gathering together to help those parents. But we shouldn't allow the exception to swallow the rule. And that's what we've seen repeatedly, I think, over the last, decade or so. We've seen the laws in California reducing the age of consent for children based on very, very real and horrifying examples of negligent parents or abusive parents or horrible situations that involve children. But that doesn't mean, again, we allow the general rule that applies to the majority of the population. We allow those horrible exceptions to swallow the rule.